These people thought you were scared of them. These people thought that you scared easy, as if somehow their attempts to intimidate you, their little nasty faces, their little nasty attitudes, their tones, their moods, their attitudes, they thought that all of that was going to scare you. They thought that was going to run you away from your job. They thought that was going to run you away from your school. They thought that was going to run you away from the relationship, and it didn't do that. You actually got more powerful and you got everything that you wanted. See, when jealous, envious people, especially when jealous, envious, toxic women who attempt to bully you with their scare tactics, they feel like somehow you're supposed to be scared of them because of the look they give you, because of the attitude they give you, because of their little attempts to create tension and static for you. They expect for you to be scared. But what they don't realize is that you can be just like that, except you don't carry that demeanor in your face and in your body posture. You are very much a woman who does not scare easily. You have dealt with bottom of the barrel women. You have dealt with bottom of the barrel people. You are very much familiar with those ratchet, ghetto, lackluster behaviors. You just do not partake in those things. You do not scare easy. You grew up possibly in the trenches. You've been in hood environments. You have dealt with the static and tension and foolishness from people who try to intimidate you with their presence, but it doesn't work on you. See, people are very fooled by you. They see the class, they see the decorum, they see the grace about you and assume that they can scare you. They assume that somehow you're a wimp. They assume that somehow you're that kind of woman that can be easily pushed over, scared and intimidated by them simply because you don't carry yourself in a ratchet way. You're not scared of them. And you prove that by how you refuse to leave anytime they come into your presence. See, there are some people, especially other women, when they expect for you to be scared of them, they feel like they can walk into rooms where you are and suddenly take over. What do I mean by take over? They feel like they can absorb the room with their negative energy, their jealousy, their envy, and their all-out tension. But because you're not scared, that doesn't faze you. Women who try and attempt to bully you with scare tactics, they try to create that tension, give you those envy stares, try to give you nasty attitudes, try not to speak to you, because people who want you to be scared and or intimidated by them, they often try to use silence to do that as well. They call themselves trying to shun you, trying to ignore you, as if somehow that is supposed to bother you. But you're not scared. You're not fazed by any of that. That's why you can sit in a room full of women and feel like you're the only one there, especially when you're around women who have that bully type of energy and they try to scare you. See, they didn't realize that what they're doing, you've been there. You're familiar with that type of behavior. Hey, you could have had that kind of behavior at some point, but you course corrected yourself. And because you came up in that environment, it does not faze you that somebody is rolling their eyes at you and looking you up and down. See, people who try to get you to feel scared and or intimidated by their presence, especially other women, they are just proving to you that you are that girl. They are proving that you have the ability to walk into the room and cause another individual to have their face all balled up, to have their peace be disturbed, simply because little old you walked into the room. You are not scared of them. There are some women, because of their own insecurity, they try to make other women, or they expect that other women will feel scared of them by their coldness. Some women try to portray this cold image, try to portray this somehow savage image, hoping that other women will be afraid of them. But when you walk by them and you're not fazed by their eye rolls, by their mean mugging, by their sighs, by their sucking of the teeth, or what have you, they get frustrated. And that's when they start with the silence, which equally does not bother you. These people thought that you were scared of them, but you're not scared. And women who are jealous of other women and try to somehow intimidate you with their looks, with their stares, with the things they try to do and say, when they are not successful at getting you to run out of the environment, they get even more frustrated and try to get other people to be against you. But you as a woman, and honestly, this is a form of bullying. When a woman tries to scare you and you're not scared, they thought they could run you out of an environment, run you away from your job, run you away from your school, run you away from things that are important to you with their moods, attitudes, and nastiness. And when they don't succeed in doing that, that's when they just sit on the side and start with the gossip and try to recruit other people to be on board with their dislike for you. But normally what happens when you're a woman who is not scared of them, you cannot be ran off because of their attitudes, because of their moods. They just sit there and look like a sour lemon. There's really nothing else they can do. And that's how you keep your power as a woman. Do not let anybody, but do not let women, and all women, I believe a lot of women know exactly what I'm talking about. When you walk into certain environments and women feel like they can scare you out of that space with how they look at you, by how they speak to you, and you're not moved, you are showing how powerful you are. You're not scared of them, and they could not run you off, and that irritates them. And they'll have one or two options. Either they will continue with their foolery and try to intimidate you to no avail, or they will back off, mind their business, and let you be. Normally, it's the latter. When you prove that you are a woman that cannot be easily intimidated, you're not scared of them, and you will not be ran off, they tend to back off and give you the respect that you deserve, and you don't even care about it. I have been in situations where women tried to make me feel so uncomfortable, so unwelcomed, that they wanted me to just run away. And when that didn't happen, that's when the fake keying starts happening. Oh, at first I didn't like you. I don't like those kind of conversations, and I'll tell you exactly why. When somebody has the audacity, and women oftentimes are good for this, especially when they are threatened or intimidated by you or jealous of you in the beginning, when they come along later and try to say things to you like, oh, I really didn't like you at first. I thought this, I thought that. For me, that is not a person that you should befriend. Do not befriend insecure, jealous people. All people have dealt with some kind of insecurity at some point in life. All of us have our insecurities in some way or the other. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about those people who tried to use fear and intimidation to scare you out of a place. They thought you were scared, thought that they could run you away. And when they were not successful, they start trying to suck up to you, talking about how they didn't like you at first and all this other foolishness. That is childlike, petty conversations amongst women. And the moment I hear somebody say to me, in the beginning, I didn't like you like that, continue to not like me now. Because I guarantee you, I will give you reasons to not like me as time goes on. Because their dislike of you was based on the fact that they were not able to easily scare you out of that environment. Women who are threatened and feel insecure in the presence of other women cannot be real friends to any woman. So these people thought that you would be scared of them, and you weren't. You were not intimidated into leaving the environment. And I want to backtrack on that. Women who have the audacity to come to you and say, I really didn't like you in the beginning, and then expect that you're going to somehow be close to them and befriend them, those are women that you cannot really trust. Even if they felt that way in the beginning, it's something about a woman verbalizing that to you that shows that she still has some kind of dislike, disdain, or maybe even jealousy or envy towards you, maybe just a twinge. especially when a woman needs to verbalize that to you. If she felt it, she felt it. But to say it to you, that's like her setting the tone for the fact that she's about to come at you with something messy. Like she's not done trying to mess with you. So these women, they thought you were scared of them. They thought that they could intimidate you with their nasty mood, their attitude, their eye rolling, their envy stares, their monitoring, their jealous negativity, their coldness. Some women, when they are jealous of other women, they are masters at being very cold. And I really don't know how to describe it. You have to just be in that situation where they're uninviting, not welcoming, and they're letting you know that they don't like you and they don't like the fact that you're here. But you're not scared of them. You did not let them run you out of that environment. You did not let them run you away from the things that were important to you. You have some women, they expect you to be scared of them simply because they're rough around the edges. And growing up, having grown up in the hood, I have been around many women, many people. They have that hard exterior, but they are just as soft as Cheshire cats, as the old folks used to say back in the day. Very soft. They try to give off this defense mechanism that says, I'm hard, don't try me. Be afraid of me, fear me. And when you don't fear them, they start crumbling because it's all a facade. But many women, oftentimes their attempts at fear tactics, scare tactics towards other women, they try to have those faces that just try to make you feel so. And when you don't care about any of that and still speak to them like they're a normal person, then they're trying to figure out, they're confused, like, why isn't she fazed by my stank face? Why isn't she fazed by the fact that I'm talking with my neck rolling? Why isn't she fazed by the fact that every time I walk by her, I roll my eyes? It's because every time you do that, you're showing me that I'm better than you. Not that I think I'm better than you, but that you think I'm better than you. Women who try to use fear to scare you out of certain places, and that's nothing you're fazed by, that doesn't bother you, they have no choice but to lay down the facade and start acting normal, or to leave you alone. They thought you were scared of them. They thought you scared easy. And some people, especially other women, they can look at you if you don't fit the stereotypical woman that's in your vicinity. So if you, let's say, back to the hood analogy, and I'm using that because I believe a lot of women can identify with that. And there's nothing wrong if you live in an urban area, if you live in the hood, you live in a city, whatever, it is what it is. But many women can identify with this. If you live in the hood, if you live in an urban environment, but you don't typically fit the hood aesthetic, you don't look like you belong in the hood, you might look a little bit more soft, you might not look rough around the edges, you might be a girl that smiles all the time, you might be, as they say, a diamond in the rough. Some women will try to scare you because they perceive you as weak because you don't fit that hood aesthetic, because you don't fit the environment. They thought you were scared. They thought you didn't know what they were doing because you don't look like that environment. I personally, to be transparent, I have dealt with that in my life where, and a little sidebar, as feminine women, we are never trying to fit in the trenches, okay? No matter if you live in the hood or not, as a feminine, wise, confident, unbothered woman, you are never trying to blend in with filth. You're never trying to blend in with this rough, hard exterior. I'm not saying you become that. But a woman in her queen energy, she understands that while she is feminine, she is soft, she is kind, she is also very much street smart. She is also very much hip to when people are trying to play in her face and trying to scare and intimidate her. You are a diamond in the rough, meaning you recognize rough behavior, rough exterior. You recognize when somebody is trying to scare you and you are not fazed by it. They thought they could scare you. They thought because you don't look like the girl that is really about that life, that you're not aware of it. You don't scare easy. Those looks, those size, the little backhanded compliments, you see all of it and you don't care. Either they have to get on board or leave you alone. Women who are not scared easily by other women, you will be a threat to a jealous, envious woman who tries to use scare tactics and bullying to run you away. And women do this by trying to create as much of a tense environment as possible. Many women, many of us, have worked in environments with female bullies, with jealous women who make it their mission to create a toxic, tense work environment, to create a toxic, tense lifestyle, to create a toxic, intense, and very hostile home life. They thought you would be scared away by their jealous negativity, by their moods, by their attitudes, by their nastiness, and you were not fazed by them. And am I saying that if you feel like these people are really making life miserable for you, that you should stay in an environment to prove a point? Absolutely not. But what I am saying is that if you have a female who expects for you to be scared in your job environment, in your school environment, in any place that means anything to you, you're trying to accomplish something and you have a bully there, you have a woman who's trying to create a hostile environment because she thinks she can scare you away, don't let them do that. If you are there trying to make a living as just like anybody else, you belong there. If you're in school trying to get your degree or trying to get your certificate like anybody else, you belong there. They have no right to try to scare you off. And some women, because you are not hip to the facade, because a lot of times with women, it's a facade. They're normally the women who try to scare other women and try to portray this rough, hard exterior. Normally, they are the first ones to cry when you really get on their level. They're typically the first ones to start crumbling when you get on their level. They thought you were scared of them and that you would allow them to run you away. And you don't do that. If you need to be in that environment as much as they need to be in that environment, don't let them scare you off. And this also includes relationships. Now, when it comes to relationships, I'm going to do another video later about this because I heard of a sad story of a woman. I'll get into that later. But some women, they actually want to scare you away from good relationships. And I'm not just talking about intimate relationships. I'm talking about friendships as well. I have been and seen these situations where women, they get intimidated when you're the new friend in the group, when you're the new girl in the class, when now you're hanging out with the people that they already know. Suddenly your presence makes them feel very uncomfortable or intimidated. So they try to scare you off and make you feel uncomfortable. But if you have things in common with the person they know, it doesn't matter how they look or what they say. They don't own other individuals. And women who try to scare you out of friendships with women who you are actually forming bonds with, it's because they feel like they're not interesting and that somehow you're going to replace them. That's a whole weird dynamic that I might be able to do a video on later down the line. But these people thought that you were scared. They thought that they could run you away. And when they can't do that, they have no choice but to back down or to sit there with the lemon face and suck it up. They'll be okay. Like and subscribe to the channel and share this content. Hit the notification bell so that you're aware when I post a brand new video. If you watch this video until the very end, put the high heel emoji in the comment section. I absolutely love to see it. Take care.